Alright, I guess I'm recording. Yeah, different camera. Different camera. Yeah, it's got a zoom and such. I don't know if I like that. Anyway, yeah, just playing around. Broken, but works. Actually one of those old mini tape type cameras. But anyway, Fred video, I think. Yeah, I'll get to the point of the video eventually. Yeah, I've made this video 3 times now. Every time I make it, I do something on the website, something works, and it doesn't work anymore. So it's sort of like this discussion about just, doing this alternative thing and all the rest of it. And, it'd be nice if these tools were a little standardized and they actually worked. Because wherever you go, you get this open source software and it's just crap. So anyway, yeah, the file uploader. I ran into this limitation on the server, I guess, so any files over 50 or so megabytes, 40 something, they time out and I don't get anywhere, and I don't know, haven't figured out how to get around that yet, and mess with all kinds of crap, and it's really irritating. So then I figured, well, I'll just set up some FTP accounts, right? And then people can just FTP, they can just load into their browser. So I can get into the directory, FTP, in the browser, but I can't upload files in there, either Firefox or Internet Explorer. And you used to be able to do that like 5 years ago. You could just drag and drop. And they're not dragging and dropping. It's just not working. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I have an index file in there. It just doesn't make any sense. So I can't even do that. But what I did find is that you can do it by just using Windows. Just one of these little like Windows, whatever, directory thingies. Well, I'll pick one that I don't need. Temp, that sounds like one I don't need. So one of these things here, right? So you just got one of these little, I use the old Windows design because I, don't like the modern shit. But just type it in here. So this is basically one of these file windows, whatever you want to call it, standard thing. And you just type the FTP address in there, and it loads there. And now I can drag and drop files right in there. So now I can just take a file from here on my computer and drag it on here, and it will upload it onto the internet. So that works, and it doesn't seem to time out. So I even did a gigabyte file and it worked. Holy shit, everything's gone funky here. What did I hit? Did I hit something? Must be just the light. Wow. Let's try this. No, I didn't fix it. Oh, it's the backlight maybe? What am I hitting? Am I hitting something? I don't think I hit something. Alright, I'll look and see if I hit something. Data code? Does data code mean something? I don't think so. LCD backlight. I guess that's what it was. Alright, it's irrelevant to you. It's only relevant to me. I hope. Anyway, don't know what that was exactly. Well, it's, new camera. Alright, so anyway, so it uploads the file, and there it is in the FTP directory. So I'll set up like 50 of those and give people directories, and then they can just upload their files into the directory, and I give them the address to the directory, and then it'll work just the same thing. So anyway, so that's okay. That's a workaround that's acceptable. But it'd be nice to be able to do it in the browser. But what the fuck? I'll have to wait until we have our own server. Because that's the problem. You got to be able to configure the server, and I can't do that on my hosting account because they don't let you do that to increase the timeout limit. Alright, so anyway, it should be just something I could put in the Perl script so that it wouldn't time out, but I can't figure out what that is. See, it's just too much. It's just too much shit. So anyway, I wasted a day on this kind of crap. So anyway, Fred, yeah, the indexing thing, for the websites, yeah, I'm already working on that. I just haven't gotten it done, but that'll be the next project, is to create one of these these things here that'll index your site, my site, the Raven guy's site, and maybe even some particular YouTube keywords maybe, or something like that. And this will just load any on all 3 of our web page sites if we want them, or you want them, or whoever wants them. So that'll work, I think. And as an indexing theme thing, and I can do that. So I'll work on it. I'll get to it eventually. So let's see, what else do I want to say? Yeah, just so much, not too many. I don't know. You know, I might be missing for a few days because yeah, I'm just so far behind. I got so much to do. But anyway, yeah, it's like there's nothing to index anyway, right? I mean, nobody is making any really killer videos. There's just nothing here. Just out of desperation. I mean, this is just really changing the subject, so I guess, Fred, you can go away, because now I want to just change the subject. Fuck it. Well, let's see if there's anything else on the subject. Yeah, everybody sucks. Nobody's got anything to say. Nobody knows how to argue. Well, I really should argue about the argument thing, you know, because there are techniques here. You know, YouTube just doesn't give us any tools, but I mean, you know, we could have a system that, you know, rates videos in some sort of rational way instead of this thumb up, thumb down kind of nonsense. Describes them as being either funny or serious or smart and all these other kind of words that be more descriptive than the crap, you know, thumb up, thumb down bullshit, and do it in some sort of like peer review kind of way. You know, a credible audience opinion rather than just any jackass on the internet can hit a button. You got to kind of earn some credibility before you can button on other people's videos, kind of thing. And just some way to force the argument too. You know, combining the video. You know, another thing is the MP3 thing. I really want to start doing that. You know, to make it possible to do the MP3 thing with maybe static images or video, because that will, I think, get more people into the game. You know, if they don't have to show up on camera, but can just do an audio file. And you know, and then also the idea of documenting some of these arguments, you know, so they don't get too redundant. And maybe, you know, having some people, I'd almost be willing to pay them too to do it. You know, some little fee would be offered to, you know, basically index videos, transcribe what's in the video. You know, the first minute I talked about, and then the second minute he talked about, and the third minute he talked about, and this is a quote. You know, this kind of thing, you know, to give it some sort of, you know, so some people don't get caught in hour-long videos, and maybe they just want to see what little bit the guy said that was important or something, or one basic argument that they want to counter. And some way to organize all that. And, but yeah, it's also the theater of the argument is something we got to make people, we gotta get people more excited about actually thinking and getting past the veneer, you know, communist, capitalist kind of arguments, you know, the black and white stuff, and get a little deeper into what we're arguing. I mean, you know, for some subjects it needs to go more black and white, and then other subjects they got to get to the middle where the solution lies. You know, it's not even the middle, it's somewhere not on the left or the right. It's up or down, but it's not left or right. Because, you know, on some issues it's like society isn't even looking at the right question. Like, I could argue even on like the need issue. I could say, I need a bag of potato chips. Now, should somebody get me a bag of potato chips? Should they, you know, jump across an alligator stream to bring me a bag of potato chips? Or would the smart thing to do is just eliminate my need for a bag of potato chips? I mean, that's sort of the straight line. And it's like no discussion of anything ever talks about just eliminating the need for something rather than servicing the need. And the fact is that everything we value, almost everything, from a particular kind of sexual activity to food to recreational activities to movies, is subjective programming, in that it is completely arbitrary in many respects and doesn't have any, it isn't merit based, and fundamentally we could condition ourselves to want anything, which sort of brings up you know, that movie it's been, you know, a lot of people have been talking about lately. I think I talked about it in Stickcam again, I don't know. Or maybe some crank caller called me, we talked about it, I don't know. I ended up talking about it a lot, though. Clockwork Orange. And, you because the whole thing is that conditioning thing and how you can make people anything. And maybe we should just make people not need. And then they won't need to do this anymore. Just make them not need to play the game. And then the game won't have to be played. At least not make them not need to perpetuate the game into another generation. And that would be the rational anti-natalist type style argument, is that this whole chase is all just a perception of need. It's not even a real need. There's no rational description of what need is served other than just a human's need. Squirrels don't need earth to live. Squirrels need nuts. Well, that sounds a little... Squirrels need food and they need comfort. But they don't really give a rat's ass about the future and, squirrels existing 1,000,000 years from now and all that kind of shit. They really don't care. And I would say that's true for all the other animals. They really just don't care. They don't need it. They don't need the assurance that everything will be okay and there'll be animals on Earth 1,000,000 years from now. They're not worried about it. And if we stop worrying about it, then we don't have to do it. And we win. I win anyway. But I just think it's the logical straight line to the solution. Alright, so now I'm talking about anti-natalism. That wasn't the point of this video. But it sort of is the point in the sense of the conversation, and how once you go to that dead end, then people don't have conversation anymore, because every time they say something, I'm going to say, but look, the dead end, it's a dead end. Why are you talking about going somewhere when it's already established it's a dead end? All you're going to do is go crash into the dead end or turn around. You can't go anywhere here. It's Shakespeare. We're just going to remake the same dramas over and over and over again. We're just going to keep playing tic-tac-toe. It just can't evolve into anything. It's a stupid chase game. That's all it is. You can't turn it into anything. It can't go anywhere. It's reached its thing and it's over. Okay, it's all go down some direction. You can't go up anywhere. All intelligence is just going to keep leading you to the obvious, which is, oh, it's just silly drama. Oh, I get it. It's want, and it's stupid ways of satisfying want, which is ignorance. So it's all back to Dickens. Yeah, Dickens and Shakespeare. I mean, they had it all figured out. Anyway, where was I? Alright, so this is sort of related to the internet, I guess, in a little way, but not really. So anyway, I think I'll do this video just because I'm going to watch the second part of this guy. But I watched this richest, there's this smartest guy in the world guy, right? Somebody linked me to this video, so this guy, and he's like this bouncer guy. And he was on this stupid game show, 1 versus 100, and you make, it's like one of those things, they ask you dopey questions. And he had to ask for help on 2 of the silliest questions. I'm like, how can you ask for help on these simple questions? I mean, one of the questions was, who was the guy's name on second base in the Abbott and Costello routine? And I know I'm an old guy, but damn it. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. And they actually had the choices. Who was A, what was B, and I don't know was C. I mean, they gave you every clue in the world, so how could you not know? And he had to ask for help. And then they asked another insipidly easy question to logically deduce. What don't they sell on eBay? And the choices were airplanes, used porno DVDs, or used makeup. I mean, obvious again. I mean, first the used part was on 2 of the things, and that's an old obvious thing, that when 2 of the things out of the 3 choices are the same kind of thing, then it's one of those 2 and it's not the other one. So airplanes was out, and airplanes were big money anyway. eBay's going to sell stuff that costs $2 million. They're going to love selling that because they're going to make a whole hell of a lot of money. So airplanes, sure, they're going to sell it. They sell cars. Airplanes aren't any worse than cars. You don't know if they're any more reliable. So anyway, and then used DVD, what's the difference? I mean, they sell used everything, and they tell people they have to wash it and stuff, so, I mean, why not? I mean, yeah, no, it was. How can you? It doesn't matter. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's just a funny one they threw in there. So you say that's just the funny answer, and it's just obvious makeup. Makeup you can't be fucking with that because people touch their lips with it and stuff, and they could have diseases and shit. So it's quite obvious, and there's no real money to be made on that one for eBay. So of course they'd say, well, let's not give people AIDS, for the sake of $5. But anyway, look at all these views this shit got. Look at this, 600,000 views. This guy, he claims to have a 200 IQ. So anyway, I watched this fucking video, and it's just kind of a sad story. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's good to get abused. Because the guy's talking about his stepfather beating him up and treating him like shit and all that kind of crap. But he becomes a bouncer, which is kind of a dumb man's job, right? I mean, really. I mean, you're not talking people out of places. You're basically punching them out. So fuck that. But beyond that, beyond just that obvious one, right? So he's talking about his childhood, and he talks about how, well, people really resent when you're smarter than them, and he talks about skipping grades in school. And then 10 minutes later, in the same interview, same one, 10 minutes later, he talks about how school was a waste of 12 years of his life. Now you're saying, if I skipped more than one grade, I'm going to be damn aware of that. I'm going to know, I mean, if I'm out of school at 15, I'm going to know I wasn't in school for 12 years. I'm also, he's talking like he was really bored by the end of it. Like he was, you know what I mean? Like you're getting to be kind of old to be in school anymore. And if you're graduating when you're 15, you're not really that fucking old. I mean, it just didn't sound. So you're just saying, this guy's a fucking, he's a smart guy, and he can't even get out of his own exaggerations or whatever the hell that is. Well, whatever. I mean, it's just kind of bogus. I mean, it disappoints me. I mean, 200 IQ. I mean, the guy's claiming to be smarter than Einstein. And, he can't even figure out that, if you skipped a few grades, you weren't in school for 12 years. So anyway, it's a minor point, but it's still added all up. It's very bogus. And then he was too afraid. The bouncer with a 200 IQ bailed out on the show. I mean, he got asked 5 of the easiest questions known to man, and then he bails when he's all out of cheats. Ask the audience cheats. The guy with a 200 IQ has to ask the audience who's on second. Come on. Fuck. And then he doesn't have enough balls to say, I'm going all the way. Right? I mean, you're claiming to have a 200 friggin' IQ and you're gonna pussy out? Yeah, well, pussy. That's all I can say. Anyway. So totally irrelevant. I shouldn't have watched this crap. I mean, that's why I got rid of my televisions, because there's so much crap. Distracting crap. Alright. It's enough of a video. See if this thing does any tricks. I should be able to hit this button and it should go black and white. Yeah, well, that didn't work. Effect off. Well, fuck you. That's very unpolite of it. I wonder if I can turn it on while it's recording. Let's see. There's a menu button somewhere, right? I think it's here. I don't know. Let's try this. Yeah, that's it there. Can't read a damn thing though. Everything's written backwards. It's an old camera, so it doesn't know when I got the thing changed. I don't know. The language doesn't even look right. What the hell is that? I don't even know how I could even turn that around to make it make sense. Sports? Oh, gee, there's modes here. How come there's modes now and there wasn't before? Now that pisses me off. What the hell is this mode? Well, let's turn it upside down. No, still can't read it. Yeah, it really is backwards. I mean, not backwards, but backwards completely. Backwards and upside down. Yeah, alright, that's too challenging, I guess. Yeah, I don't think any of these modes are going to help me any. I don't think they will. It's not low light. can't even tell what that is. Spotlight. Let's see what that is. Oh, it might have a light on the camera? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the hell that is. But that color looks better. I don't know what the hell that is. But I'm going to like that better, I think. Yeah. I'm not nearly as scary in the dark. I think. Maybe, possibly not as scary. Alright. I think this video has gone on long enough. And such. So forth and whatnot. Yeah, I'll have to play with this thing a little. But I do like this. Will be good for the summer. It has the zoom. So I should be able to zoom on things far away. But I have to figure out a macro. You know, the focus sucks. I mean, unless you're zooming on something far away, obviously. Alright, the battery doesn't have much life because it's old, but I'll fix that somehow or other. Anyway, enough video. So, I think I hit this button. It'd be funny if I ruined the whole video by hitting the wrong button, wouldn't it? Ha ha! That would be funny.